need to change to shorts. Yeah. Thank you. That's it. That's crazy.
It's absurd.
It's absurd. Did I underestimate the size of this thing? Yes. But do I regret it? No. It's been over 24 hours since I've set this up. I have not sat on it for longer than me sit. Like, the longest I've sat on it is like 20 seconds. And right now, because you're supposed to let it fluff up for a couple of days, and I really want to make sure it gets that. Ugh. The cover still isn't on it either. You have to put the cover on after at least 24 hours, and then, yeah, it still needs to fluff up. And it's really hard to, like, break everything up, to be honest. I've done a pretty good job. Like, I don't feel any more of those, like, major blocky chunks, but it's huge. I did buy the Billy bookshelves. I bought 2 of them. Do I need 2 right now? Probably not. Maybe. I mean, maybe do. Is this it? This big box for just this little bag. Okay. Well, I want to build at least one before moving books from here to here. And we are going to put the personal development stuff at the bottom and the health stuff. So here we go. Oh, you know what? Should I do the top first? Probably. Alright, I am going to finish this video off with a small book haul. Well, small is subjective, but I would consider this a fairly small book haul. This was about $75 worth of books. And the reason I know that is because I am currently doing a low spend year. So when I do low spend years, I don't buy any shoes, clothes. Books are included in that, and other like personal things. So any of my income, like from my job and from my side hustles, I am not buying books in 2023. However, if I receive gift cards, I am allowed to purchase books, and I had $75 worth of gift cards. The first $25 came from the app Fetch. I have my code down below. You can get like an extra, It varies, but you can get like an extra, sometimes up to 1,000 points if you use my code. And all you do with this app is scan your receipts and then you get points for that, and then you can redeem it for gift cards. I've done this a few times at this point. So I had finally reached enough points to redeem a $25 Amazon gift card, and with that I immediately purchased like 3 or 4 books with the 25. And then the other 50 actually came from a client of mine. So she signed up for a power session, my financial coaching, and I did not expect her to, after our first call, she sent me a $50 Amazon gift card, and I did not expect that. Greatly appreciated. It was super, super sweet of her. Her name is Connie. I will shout her out. Her name's Connie. Even when she sent it to me in the email, she said, for you to get some books. And so I was like, oh my God, that is so sweet. That is the way to my heart. And same thing with that. Like basically immediately I was like, okay, I'm adding this, and going to check out. So that was where the 75 came from. Let's get to it, shall we? I'm gonna start with the least exciting one because I've already talked about this, and that would be Never Lie by Frida McFadden. I was so excited to get this. The reason I went with this one is because I wanted a thriller to break up the fantasy books that I was reading, and this one had great reviews. It was also a pretty good price, like less than $8. So whenever I get gift cards, I try to like buy books that are on my wish list that are under $8 or so, or under $9. And this was one of those. I have heard amazing things about Frida McFadden, and this is one of her most reviewed, top rated books. And even after I read this book, I went and read the reviews on Amazon and stuff, and I just like, are we reading different books? Because I did not find this good. So I've already read it, but I did purchase this in this $75 book haul. It's not a book that I would say like you absolutely need to read this, but it's not going to hurt to read, you know, like it's okay, it has potential. Obviously many hundreds of thousands of people really enjoy this book, but just not my style of writing and or thriller. But let me know if any of her other books are good, like better than this one, because I've heard great things about The Housemaid, and I think there's like The Housemaid's Secret, and those also have crazy amounts of reviews, but then I've heard some people say that those aren't that good either. So, I don't know. Next up are 2 books I am so excited about, and I almost started reading one of these, even though I had started another book, but I was like, no, let's wait, because I'm trying to actually read the books that I said in my video that I would read for the fall. I'm trying to actually stick to that. But I got the rest of the Good Girl's Guide to Murder trilogy because my sister bought me the first one for my birthday, and I ate that shit up. I read it within 24 hours while I was on vacation, and I loved it. That was definitely a 5-star read for me, one of my favorites this year. These books are young adult, I would say mystery, not thriller. They're not really like, oh my God, it's so scary and terrifying. They do have some unsettling parts about them, but it's nothing extreme. Like, I think this is more on the like soft side of thriller or mystery, and I just absolutely love how she wrote these books. I loved the characters, just everything about it. I was so engaged the whole entire time of the first one. Now, I don't know what happens in the second and third one, to be honest, but I don't care. Like, I hope this continues. I hope that there's like a 4th and 5th. I know she has the other book, 5 Survive, and that's definitely on my, like, every book's on my wish list at this point, but that I will probably purchase with my next gift card or when I actually start spending again. But I think with these, she like starts a podcast, and then she still continues to like solve these past murders. Very excited. This book haul is great. I'm really excited about these. I think these are all like gonna be ones that I really like. I hope so. Next up is Pack Up the Moon by Kristen Higgins. This is another one that was a lower price, so I decided to go with it, and it was on my wish list. Now, this has been on my wish list for some time. Basically, any book, like if one person recommends a book, like I'll read it. I don't care. And, you know, maybe that's not the best way to do things, but I don't care. And I know I was watching Sarah Caroli, and she read this book and it was making her cry. I think she was reading like 5 sad books in 5 days, or 7 books in 7 days, whatever. And this was one of them, and she did cry in it. I am a sucker for books that will make me sad for some reason. So I decided to pick this one up, and I honestly don't know what this is about. I prefer to go into books blind, but I'll read a little bit of this. Joshua and Lauren are the perfect couple. Newly married, they're wildly in love, each on a successful and rewarding career path. Then Lauren is diagnosed with a terminal illness. Yeah, so that's all I'll read there. I really don't like to read the summary of a book. I just like to go for it. The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry by Gabrielle Zevin. This is another one where I've actually heard a few people give this 5 stars, but like I said, if just one person. I first heard it from Haley Pham, and I think she was doing her... Also, this video ends when I get to a 5 star, or I don't know, at some point she had talked about giving this 5 stars, and I really like Haley Pham. There are some books that I've noticed she really likes and I really dislike, so... But that's okay, you know? We can have our differences, but also I still will, like, trust her word for the most part. I'm not too sure what to expect with this one, but it says, A.J. Fikry's life is not at all what he expected it to be. He lives alone, his bookstore is experiencing the worst sales in its history, and now his prized possession, a rare collection of Poe poems, has been stolen. But when a mysterious package appears at the bookstore, its unexpected arrival gives Fikry the chance to make his life over and see everything anew. Yeah, this sounds like it might be kind of similar to Midnight Library, or like in a way just something more meaningful or has like a deeper meaning, and I tend to like those books. I think there's also a movie for this. I was thinking to maybe do a video where I read the book and then watch a movie and give my thoughts on both of them. I did not think of that idea. I had heard it from another booktuber who was going to do that, so I think that's a good idea, and if this is a movie, I might do it for this one. Carval. I'm not sure how to say this, to be honest, but I know that this is a series. This is by Stephanie Garbel. I have heard great things about this series, and I think this goes into the, like, A Ballad of Never After or something. There's multiple books after this, even, like, I think there's this part, and then, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Just like these others, this was on my wish list on Amazon, and this was actually one of the cheapest. It was like not even $6 including shipping. So I was like, okay, this was a used book. I always try to buy used if it's a better price. I know that this is fantasy, but I have no clue what this is about. USA Today said that there are elements of The Wizard of Oz and The Hunger Games killer competitiveness. But what's more impressive is how original her wondrous Carval really is. Creates a world brimming with energy, mystery, surprises, backstabbing, and even some unforeseen romance. Yeah, I'm intrigued to read this one. I've heard great things about it, so hopefully I won't be disappointed. The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I haven't read anything by Ashley Poston, but I've heard she's a pretty good author. Again, this was highly recommended by the multiple booktubers that I watch. Like, all of them have loved this and given it 5 stars or close to 5 stars, so I'm like, okay, we'll give it a shot. I think this is, I've heard people explain what this is about. I know that this is about a girl named Clementine. She moves into her late aunt's apartment and finds a strange man standing in the kitchen. And from what I understand, I think her aunt had raised her saying, like, her apartment is magical, but Clementine never believed that. So then when she actually moves in, she starts to experience that. So this is a romance, and I'm excited about it. I love the cover. Very bright. And then the final book that I got, Powerless. This took the longest to get here. I actually just got it in the mail today, and I ordered this a while ago. This book is so, like, tiny. Is it just me? Yeah, you see how much smaller it is? I don't know if you can tell, but there's like this behind it, but it's pretty thick, and then the font is very, very small, and the margins are small too, so that should be fun. I have heard the greatest things about this book from every single booktuber that I watch. Like, I have not seen a booktuber say that this book is bad. Even in their comments, people love this book, rave about this book, that they're giddy, happy. I don't think they're sad in it. I don't recall. But I know that this is fantasy. I have no clue. Fantasy romance, but no clue what goes on in this. But I am so intrigued and so excited about this one. And I do really love the cover. Like, you know, fantasy always has beautiful covers. I will say I'm not a huge fan I mean, it's pretty cool. Not a huge fan of it, but like this is beautiful to me. On the front, it does say hunted, hunter, destined for one another. I'm assuming that makes it sound like this is like enemy to lover type of situation. But I don't know. That's okay. I'm just going to go into it and see what will happen. I really just want to dive into all of these books. Like, it is killing me to not start any of these and like stick to the ones that I said I would read for the fall. I know I can break the rules and do whatever I want, but I'm also trying to finish those books too. Like, I'm just as excited to read the bulk of those books as I am to read these, and it's just a never-ending TBR and a desire to continue reading and reading and reading. So it's just very exciting overall. And I'm very happy with this haul, aside from Never Lie. Hopefully these other ones don't disappoint, but let me know if you have read any of these. But that's it for this video. My office is finally coming together, and the house as a whole is finally coming together. But this is definitely like my space, and I have like all the control of it, and I absolutely love it. Love the Lovesac, even though it was a pain to put together. And so far, really, really love the Billy bookshelves. So. Oh, also one other thing on the Lovesac. I had purchased the Lovesac while they were having a 20% off sale, but then the other day they started their Black Friday sale, which went up to 30%. So I reached out to customer support and asked if I could be reimbursed for the price adjustment. Like, since the sale, I had recently purchased it, and since the sale had come soon after I purchased it, I was like, could I get a refund for that discount? And they did. So I got it was like $103 back, which means I really only spent like $720 on this. I know that's still super expensive, but to me, this is going to last a long time, and I really like it. Like, I've literally been sitting on it every single day, even while I work and do all of my editing and stuff. So I love it. Plus I take my naps here now, and it's just changed my life. But all right, that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one.